Welcome to the Demon Hunter Starter Survival Build Guide for Diablo 3, Patch 268 and Season 20. Like all season long, we've had chat with us, man. All the good boys and girls in chat. We finally got the start date announced today, so we're happy, we're sad, we're glad, we're mad. But the Season 20 starts on the 13th. Yeah, 3/13, Friday the 13th. So don't do your challenge drift the week of the 13th, which is... It resets on Monday the 9th. Challenge drift resets on Monday the 9th. So this week you don't want to do your challenge drift till after the season starts, after you make your seasonal character, just to be safe. Next week you can do it 100%. This is fine. But the 9th, no go, man. The reason why we save our challenge drift cache is so we have access to all these beautiful doubloons and DBs, and I was trying to think of all the Lucky Charm stuff. With all these materials from the challenge drift cache, you can upgrade all your professions to max level. You can do the Hope of Cain. You can upgrade a level 70 item. You can make a level 70 item with reduced level requirement. You can cube stuff. There's a lot of things. You can reroll legendaries if you need to, like the secondary properties. So we're going to cover that today in the video. So the whole starter guide is based on the cache. We've been doing it this way since season 12. We're in season 20 now. So this has been our meta for a long time. With Demon Hunter, you're for sure going to want to probably get the cube early and do your Hope of Cain upgrade. So we should start with the Hope of Cain for the Demon Hunter, actually. It might be more beneficial. Log in on this season. You're gonna make a level 70 dagger. The reason why we're doing daggers is because there's only two. Similar to Necromancer, you have a 100% chance to get a multiplier. It's just like a Necromancer start. Yeah, you get the Karlei's point, which is 375, and refunds hatred when it hits the same enemy. And the Greenstone fan does up to 400% damage every second. You kind of build it up, build it up, build it up, and then you one-shot elites. The Greenstone fan is easier for the GR20 clear. The Karlei is better long-term, but they're both good. So the first thing you're gonna do, right, we talked about it, you make a seasonal character. You're probably gonna go run and get the cube with Demon Hunter right away. Come back to town, open the bag, do your upgrades, see what you get. And then in the description of the video, we're gonna have two build paths, whether you get the Greenstone or the Karlei's. And that will probably dictate what you roll also. If you get the Karlei's point, you're gonna probably want to roll at level 31 for the Holy Point shot. That way Impale throws 2 additional knives, so it's like a little baby multi-shot build. It'd be a little bit better. You really don't need anything with the Greenstone fan. If you get a Greenstone fan, you pretty much don't need anything. So you could go Wraps, a Clarity, you could go Poxfalds, you could go for the Hellcat, but you're not really going to be casting, you're just going to be casting Fan of Knives. But these things would help you later on. I might try to save as many blood shards as I could for later on. It's just so good. This has the most synergy though. You get Impale at level 2, so you'll be able to use the bonus right away. And one of the best runes is going to be Ricochet because it gives you a lot of value with the bounces. Overpen, you get it at level 28 though, way earlier. So you'd be using Overpen earlier. Oh, Fan of Knives is only 14, so you'd be able to use this pretty quickly. So when you get Fan of Knives, pinpoint accuracy is going to be the best. It adds a 15-second cooldown, but you have to wait for it to build up anyway to one-shot things at level 70. But you could use the other runes so you can spam it more often while leveling. I could see myself using like the Fire rune if I get a Cinder Coat, or like the Bladed Armor while leveling for more damage, or if I bump it up to T6, like these things might be better. So you're just gonna build around your legendaries that you have in the cube. If you upgrade a Greenstone or a Karlei's point and it ends up being Ancient, you're gonna wanna check the secondary effect because you could get reduced level requirement on the item. So you might not want to cube it. If you think about it, you're only going to take 2 hours to level in a new season, but you're going to be 70 for 100 hours, 200 hours or more. So you got to think long term, right? So if it's Ancient, check the secondary and see if it rolls with -40 reduction. Ancients can have -40 on it. Even if it's non-ancient, see if it has like a level 30, you know, negative 30 on it. You might want to consider rolling that. You don't have any Forgotten Souls in the Challenge Rift cache right here. But by the time you hit level 30 or 40, you'll have a bunch of, like a few at least, bad legendaries that you can nuke and you know, salvage and then re-roll it a few times. With the Challenge Rift bag, we have enough for 3 extra re-rolls. So there might be a few people that can do this. So at least the option's there in case you guys haven't done it. As soon as you level up and you hit your 30 and your 40 territory, you're probably going to want to upgrade a level 70 item. I would just do a bow, and I would roll the secondary to reduce level requirement. You can make bows with the monk. There's something weird that happens. I'm gonna make 6, right? There's something weird that happens with monk. They all don't always have max discipline on them. But with Demon Hunter, they always have max discipline, what I noticed. So I would put them in here, and you can see this has max discipline on it. And this one, let's see the secondary. This one doesn't have max discipline. So you can see that rolling the reduced level requirement would be way easier on this one. And then sometimes it'll grab it. So I'm re-rolling this. I'm trying to get, I would only do like 4 to 6 times. The gold cost is going to kill you before the materials. And then if I didn't get it, I'd make another one and try again, or look at the other ones I have. So here's an 18. So I can equip this 18 levels sooner than I would have, right? So that's 52. So I can equip this bow at level 52 for Demon Hunter. And then with Demon Hunter, you can use Fan of Knives and Impale. You don't need a one-hander for it. So look, this one has max discipline. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one does. Sorry, it's like a 50-50 almost sometimes. If you don't want to deal with doing the bow situation on a monk, you can just upgrade one-handed maces. And then you can use Karlei's Point or Greenstone with a one-handed mace. Maces have high like damage ranges, and they don't have like a lot of like secondary properties to muddle up the item pool. Now that we have everything, we're gonna start looking for double crit items everywhere, basically. So we can hit hard and often and crit often, right? So that's usually from like level 60 plus, we start getting really good jewelry from like drops, like rings and amulets and things like that. Like this is like be a good thing you can get, double main stat, double crit. The early game crit chance just carries you through the content. And then you have those multipliers to back it up, so you'll be even better than before. This season, we're getting the Natalia set as the starter. Natalia's is really good because the 6-piece buffs all damage. So no matter what you get along the way, whether it's the Greenstone, the Karlei's Point, or a rapid fire quiver that you really like, or a multi-shot bow, like literally any multiplier will work with the 6-piece bonus. The only thing you have to do is cast Rain of Vengeance, and it enables the 14,000 damage buff for 10 seconds. And it gives you a damage reduction. The 2-piece reduces Rain of Vengeance, the cooldown a lot. You have it up almost all the time. We're gonna do a few demonstrations here in a little bit. And the 4-piece increases the damage of Vengeance. Whatever you do, you might have something else that'll synergize. Like you might have, say, Frosties where they buff cold damage. Then you might use the cold version of Rain of Vengeance. I like the grenade with the Shadow Beast, and then you can use the grenade passive or Blood Vengeance for more resource. So there'll be builds in the description, but you can literally build however you want. You should be fine because of your multipliers. There's just a lot of ways to build from here. Like even like the multi-shot is really good with Natalia's. As soon as you hit 70, again, you're gonna be looking for like the double crit, maybe a little bit of cooldown for Vengeance on your gear. You want to join your group if you're in a group, or make sure you kill Malthael at level 70 for Reaper's Wraps. Malthael's in Act 5, right? No matter what difficulty you kill them on, you get the guaranteed Reaper's Wraps. They're just gonna boost your resource gain. You're really resource starved until you get your Dawn and you have Perma Vengeance. So it's kind of sad until you get that, so just keep an eye out for the Malthael kill to help you out. The first legendary gem you get every single season is a Bane of the Powerful, which boosts your DPS by 20%. Really good to get. And they changed it recently. The second gem you get is the Legacy of Dream gem. And it's basically like a Legacy, a Nightmare start, and you just put it in a jewelry slot. I've done, for the last 2 seasons, I've done Legacy of Dream starts, and it's a really good progression. As your character levels up the gem, you just gradually get stronger, and any legendary you equip, you're going to be getting a bonus for. And then if it's ancient, you get a double bonus. So since you'll have the Greenstone or the Karleis, you can actually just go right into a Legacy of Dream start and forego Natalia's completely. I would recommend you go for Natalia's because Natalia's does buff everything, and it's almost like a LOD start anyway. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. It's really good. It's a really good pathway that they added to every single season for every class. Oh, a Sage set? You can do a Sage set. They added a belt to the Sage set, and the pattern doesn't have to drop anymore. As soon as you upgrade your blacksmith to max level, it's going to be available to craft. So this is the like 6-piece starter build with Natty. It crushes the GR20 clear because, you know, you have a 375% multiplier. So this is like a Karlei point in the cube and how the 6-piece set works. And that's why I recommend going for holy point shots, because look, it's like you're throwing out a single dagger. So we're going to just cast Rain of Vengeance to proc our 6-piece bonus, and everything's getting 1 shot. So this is like what you would build into super early, like as soon as you ding, like we have no Paragon, no legendary gems, right? Always nothing, basically, bare bones. Just the multipliers of the set. You just tap Rain of Vengeance when it's available, tap your generator, tap your spender. Whenever you cast a generator or spender, it lowers the cooldown of Rain of Vengeance. Look how fast the cooldown. You can see it when you're hitting with it. It's right here. Like it's up constantly, and we're dropping like 5,800 bombs on the enemies. And then plus the Karlei is scaling with the 6-piece bonus. So you have a speed farm build right away, but again, it's not the fastest. But if you had like the Yang's recurve bow or the holy point shot, like things would really ramp it up quickly. It's actually pretty crazy, right? It's just, it depends on your drops and what you get. And you can pair it with anything like we've been talking about. Yeah, the only requirement is you cast this. A lot of people like Dark Cloud, where it kind of follows you around. That might be something that you could do. You could go green early. I just always use diamonds just so it's a little bit tankier. So when you're playing the Greenstone fan version, we're just gonna use it as a tool to kill elites, but you're gonna play it like if it was Karlei's. You're gonna cast your generator and your spender and keep up Vengeance, and that's gonna be the best thing to do. As you can see, even with Chakram, it's just carving through enemies. And then if you want, you can pop your Greenstone right there, get the kill. It just makes more sense to cast your generator, your spender, and keep up Rain of Vengeance, right? 14k Rain of Vengeances. We almost have our cooldown for Karlei's, and the guy's already dead, so it doesn't matter. Both starts are really good, and Demon Hunter has a strong start. It's just not like a traditionally strong start, like if it was a UE season or something. We have a elite over here? No? It's clearing just as fast, basically, as Impale. So if you if you don't have a holy point shot and you want to use Chakram, you can go ahead and use it and just forget the Impale, right? Because we're doing really good without it. For end game Demon Hunter recommendations, I'll be honest with you, you're probably not in the meta, right? But we all knew this, right? Demon Hunter's getting their set in season 21, not in season 20. There is a few things that you can look forward to that's different this time around. But yeah, you're not going to be in the group meta. You might be support, like some woke comps out there might take you as a support. Demon Hunter offers a lot of DPS, Demon Hunter DPS. So here, I'll include like a support build in the description of the video. I think I have one that we made. I was messing with it last season. It's a long shot, but it might work. Yeah, this is what we are using as a support build. So I'll include this in there. They offer a lot of DPS for the group. What's new? For next season, you can play Cluster Arrow again. Cluster Arrow N6 M4 got buffed because the seasonal theme allows us to swap Cindercoat for COE, just like we did in the Ring of World Grandeur season. Another thing people were doing on the PTR is this exact same build. So this will be in the description. You can look at this build and you can swap in the multi-shot items. So instead of Mana Core and Cinder Coat, you would use the Yang's Recurve and DML. And then of course you would take out Cluster Arrow and use multi-shot. And everything else should be the same. And people were using, at a really high level, they were using N6 M4 with multi-shot. So that's something that you could do since you're gonna have the Natalia set anyway. So there's some different things. My favorite thing about the season is the fact that multi-shot, my favorite Demon Hunter build, got buffed. So here's a multi-shot push build. I played this on hardcore, it's pretty tanky. You have almost too much tankiness, right? Because it's with the Captain Crimson, sets it over the top a little bit. The Captain Crimson gives you damage reduction based on your reduced resource cost. And the Yang's Recurve Bow gives you 50, the Captain gives you 20, so you have a lot of damage reduction from that. So what makes it different is you can drop Visage for COE also. So normally you can't carry COE because you have to carry Focus and Restraint and Ring of Royal Grandeur, but now you can drop Visage and throw in COE here. So now you have a 200% damage buff, right? Whenever it's up. So just make sure you DPS, especially through your fire cycle if you're using that rune. So it does add a little bit of a variety, and I think people will respect the theme more once they play it. You can tweak speed builds, Greater Rift speed builds, bounty builds, so many different ways with the seasonal theme. The push builds, are gonna have like the meta, it's gonna be locked in, but anything before that is just so much variety. You can tweak into your own particular play style if you want to use like more resource or with Pride's Fall or whatever you want to do. It's pretty cool. The Shadow build you can play also for a push build, and Lot Rapid Fire, which is one of my favorite builds. The only problem is I don't think this gets any better, but there might be something that pops up that we don't know about it. Like the meta reveals itself once the season starts a lot of the time. And there might be a Impale version that people take over a certain thing. So you have 4 builds basically. You have multi-shot, Impale, Lod, Rapid Fire. All these are going to be in the description of the video. And you have N6 M4 with Cluster Arrow and multi-shot. So you have a lot of variety in push builds, but nothing really in group play besides that support Demon Hunter that is going to be super off meta, basically. Thanks everybody on YouTube, on Twitch, the subs, the resubs, everyone that likes my videos, likes and shares the Diablo fan guides, that's been with me over the years. I appreciate the support. I've been doing these videos live and you guys have been liking it. I like doing it live too. I think it's a little bit more dynamic and we get questions from the audience and it makes the videos even better and more unique and all that stuff. So the patreon.com/bloodshed has all these builds. They're all organized and I'm gonna make sure they're all updated for next season. The season doesn't start till the 13th, so I have extra time now to go through and make sure everything makes sense and clean it up a little bit. Yo, Slayavin with the patronage, thank you. Someone named Bounty is a new patron also, thank you for that. And Chris, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support, you guys. Much love. Until the next video, you should see Monk next, and then Crusader will be last. And then the tier list will be right after that.